What's going on, y'all? Thank you for tuning in with the Motivational Tap-In Podcast. On this episode, I want to talk about being tested, right? And I love talking about this topic because we're always going to have something that tests us, right? We're always going to have some level of adversity in life that we have to overcome. And it's important to develop healthy mechanisms of overcoming the adversity that we have to face, right? And the key to that is to trust God. It's always to trust God. It's always to have faith in God. And it's always to embrace your test, right? Understanding that God is with you no matter what you face in this life. As long as you have faith in Him, as long as you trust Him, He's going to see you through any level of adversity that you have to face. And so I want to bring on a couple of special guests on this episode, right? These are men who have used their gifts that God has put in them. They've used their gifts to bring people closer to God. And so these men are worthy of being on this platform. And so I want to highlight them in some of the important messages that they've given to their audiences. So let's take a listen.
I learned about the Lord is my shepherd. I learned it in a storm. I learned it in a fight. I learned it in a crisis. I learned it when the odds were against me. I learned it while they were talking about me like a dog. I learned it while they were rolling their eyes. I learned it while they were blogging about me. I learned it while they were lying on me. Who am I preaching to? And the word of the Lord is to stay steady in the storm. Don't back up, don't give in, don't give up, don't retreat, don't run from people, don't worry about what they think. Their opinion is not your victory. Changing their mind is not the crown that you're going to wear. People gonna think whatever they're gonna think. People gonna say whatever they're going to say. Don't be distracted into trying to manage a storm that wasn't yours in the first place. What you have to do, this is a little bit I've learned, is to be steady in the storm.
You heard the message. Be steady in the storm, right? To be steady means to be calm, right? It's to be at peace with your test, with your situation, because you understand that God is with you and that He's not going to allow you to face anything that you cannot overcome. And so when you understand that, you can be at peace even in the midst of adversity, right? You can be at peace even in the midst of the different trials that you have to face in your life. See, when you have the ultimate faith in God and you trust His plans for you, you understand that all you have to do is stand on Him. Stand in faith and knowing that He's going to see you through. And as long as you do that, as long as you ensure that your faith is strong and that that connection is established, you have nothing to worry about. And it's important to understand faith is necessary through all these tests. So let's take a listen to the next guest message about faith.
It's just the process. God is going to give you everything you ask for if you keep the faith. But you have to keep the faith. If you keep the faith, you are going to get everything you ask for at an appointed time. But you got to stay faithful so you can get to the appointed time. Most people give up long before the appointed time. You're going to get everything plus some stuff you never even asked for if you keep the faith. Everything that's happening to you now is just the process. God is going to give you everything you ask for if you keep the faith, but you have to keep the faith.
I played that last part again because I really wanted to reiterate that. You have to keep the faith in order to receive the blessings that you are praying for. You have to have faith. See, and a lot of the times we struggle to have faith because we don't see that blessing around the corner, right? We need that instant gratification. We need that assurance, right? But the assurance has to come from knowing that God has seen you through every other thing that you've had to overcome in your life. That's your assurance right there. And when you start to put that faith and that trust in God and realize that you're always in His hands, you start to be at peace with your test. You start to embrace it rather than be reactive to it, right? So let's listen to this next message.
In that crushing, I have been there physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, in every aspect of my life. I want you to understand something, that whether the Lord scooped down into the ground and pulled up clay, or set it on a wheel and started spinning it, or pushed in on it with pressure and started squeezing it, that regardless of whatever stage it was always in His hand.
Amen.
And I want you to know that whatever stage you're in right now, you are still in His hands.
Amen.
Whatever stage you're in right now, you're still in His hands. As long as you trust God, as long as you have faith in Him, He will never leave your side. Continue to trust God. Continue to have faith in Him and His path for you. And do your best to stay aligned with Him. Don't put too much faith and trust in the things of this world, because it'll never bring you the comfort that you seek in your life. In order to truly be at peace, your goal has to be to always be aligned with God. And I know it's not always easy, right? But trust me, He's always there. He's always been there. And He's going to see you through. So keep the faith through your test. Stay encouraged always. And always feel free to reach out to me if you need somebody to talk to. Thank you for listening to the Motivational Tapping Podcast. I love y'all as always. Thank you.